Andy and Dave Daly right here on the Muskegon channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley. Mother's Day has been survived.
Yes.
I'm going to start today off by cussing the name of the man who invented the shovel, because I'm not going to name names, but somebody here in the household was out rototilling part of the area that would like to be landscaped, and I'm not going to say who would like to landscape this area. I'm just going to say that in that rototilling, the line that powers the pump for the sprinkler system got cut. So we have one line sticking out of the ground, which we turned off and everything, so nobody's going to get killed with this line. But the other line is somehow mysteriously still underground, and we can't seem to find it. So here I was Saturday afternoon after a killer week of work. Cut the grass, got that out of the way. Ended up with a shovel trying to dig around and find a wire out in the yard. And that's like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, you're not finding that.
So I'm digging a hole. I'm digging another hole. I'm burying a hole. I'm burying the next hole with the first hole, and on and back and forth and round and round.
How big was the general area that you were digging? Was it like all over the place, or was it just this one little?
Well, I was trying to be logical about it, and then like, okay, how far does this wire run?
Right.
And could it be this direction up? Could it be that direction diagonally? Could it be this way straight out? Let's try here. Let's try there. Let's try there. Oh, a shovel is just the worst. A shovel is bad. A weed eater's bad. I will say that I did get we bought a pole saw a couple of years ago. Been in the box till yesterday. I got that out. Took care of some limbs on trees. I felt manly with that.
That is there's nothing that feels manlier than splitting wood in any form or fashion. Whether
I
it's
didn't split wood. I just cut limbs off trees.
That's what I mean. But that you're cutting wood.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant to say. You cutting wood, just you feel there's a sense you can feel your testosterone levels really, really increasing.
I didn't feel that.
You do shit like that. Oh,
I felt like, well, that's nice. That pine tree won't hit me in the head anymore when I go by on the lawnmower, which is an inconvenience. I thought that tree limb was half dead anyway. That's gone. Oh, you got a text. Who's it from? Better look.
I don't know. I think it was from you.
Oh.
It's the one you sent like 8 minutes ago. Finally came through.
So you're gonna have to do the heavy lifting today, because
okay.
I'm clearly burnt out, and
right.
I could use a rub.
You can't say words because you did so much physical activity. I can't. Okay, I got you.
I'm sore. Yep.
You try keeping up with a teenager for 3 days.
No,
it's not. I'm telling you right now. And he beat me again in a race, and that was upsetting. And then he taunts. He just, but thankfully, this is because it's Mother's Day weekend. I had family out. My little sister, Sarah, who's a teacher and understands teenagers as well as anybody, knows how to, because Max is one of these kids, how some kids need, they need their self-esteem, and he needs his punctured. He needs his confidence he needs to be taken down occasionally.
Okay.
And nobody is better at that than my baby sister. Just little digs at him, and they give it to each other back and forth. It's kind of funny to watch, and it's cute. But yeah, it was she knows how to just a little bit of a verbal machetes thrown his way keeps him humble, which is good.
I'm literally just trying to understand why it hurts back here like it does.
Dude, you're in your 50s. You're gonna have pains in
I understand
every area
that,
of your
but
body.
I should have known better.
But it's a soreness of accomplishment. You did something. It's a good kind of hurt. That's the way you got to spin it in your head.
And then at the end of it all, after Mother's Day wraps up yesterday and everybody's done and we're sending food home with everybody, I'm just going to say that the same person who may or may not have hit the wire with the rototiller gave away the last of the Polish roses.
Oh,
I
wait,
mean,
what are
there's certain
Polish
things you
roses?
send home with people and certain things you don't. You don't. Why would you send home the Polish roses with anybody?
What are they? I don't know what
Onion wraps.
I'm half
You know,
Polish.
onion with
Oh,
meat and cream
I like.
cheese.
I don't like cream cheese. I don't like cheese.
I'm
Really,
5. I
so
don't like cream cheese.
that's why I wouldn't know what that
Yeah,
is.
okay, so hold me.
You know, I'm sorry.
Come on.
I can't. I
Just for a
really
few
can't.
minutes.
I can't even know. No,
Ugh.
I can't pat your back and say it's gonna be okay.
Would you?
No, I can't. No, I won't, because maybe it won't be. It might be terrible, but I'm a cockeyed optimist, so
All
yeah,
right.
it'll be fine. So
You
it'll
be
be fine.
that. I'm ready for some news. I got a Jeopardy
All right.
question here for you today, which you got a chance at.
Okay, cool.
And
Hit the
on to a
last one out.
Monday. Let's just
All right.
get you up and go. Woo.
All right, let's
I'm
do it.
excited. I'm thrilled. I'm ready. Are you
should
ready?
be.
I'm ready.
always ready.
Are you
All
ready?
right. Yes.
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Okay. No, not now.
Oh,
I was ready, and then you kind of get a little overkill on the "Are you readies?"
are you ready?
You're a terrible hype man.
Oh.
Don't be a hype man, because it's not you're no DJ Khaled, who I still can't figure out what he does. I know he hypes, whatever that is.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. The U.S. military is fighting to stay ahead of China in the use of artificial intelligence. The U.S. Air Force is hoping that a version of AI being developed can serve as the, quote, brain for a fleet of 1,000 unmanned warplanes that are currently under construction. 2 Air Force fighter jets squared off in a dogfight over the weekend. One of those jets was piloted by artificial intelligence. So we're going to, it's just going to be machines fighting against machines in like 5 years. That's all it's going to be. What else is going on? The younger generation is really struggling with inflation. According to the latest study, those in their early 20s are earning less and have more debt and delinquency than millennials did at the same age. Interest rates at a near 25-year high have also jacked up rates for auto loans, student loans, and mortgages. So, it's tough on the young folk. I crap on the young folk a lot because they deserve it. Because they suck a lot, but they've had a lot put upon them as well.
People need to pay better.
Somewhat sense. Yeah.
I mean, wages just have to get better. Period. This idea of how little you can get employees for everything is going to be the death of it all. It just is.
It's a nice thought. I just don't see it changing.
It's a nice thought, but you know what?
It's a nice thought. How do you, unless everybody else in the world is going to do that, which they're not going to do, you're trying to to compete with these other countries. It's really, and they got to understand it, but I don't think there's anything they can do, because it's a bottom line, and you've got investors to deal with, and if they don't have a higher profit margin, they're gonna invest somewhere else.
Right there is the division of the haves and the have-nots. But
that's been the case forever.
Well,
it's been the case forever.
You, dude, when there's no money to buy what the haves have to sell, we are going to have a collapse.
That's why we're going to end up getting some sort of, once the machines take over virtually every job, which they're going to take over a ton, it's going to happen unless something occurs where we decide no, but that's not going to happen. You can wish, you can hope. I wish we didn't invent this thing to make our lives easier and then make our lives worse.
I'm not telling you it's all just about AI either. It's about greed.
Well, it's both, but AI is the new variable that got thrown in, and it's not. People smarter than us are going to have to figure this out.
Well,
and I don't see it. I just don't.
All right.
So, what else is happening? Lawmakers in Lansing are in search of a replacement for the state's gas tax. One possible solution is a mileage-based user fee. This would require state drivers to pay per mile driven rather than per gallon of gas they purchase. A $5 million appropriation has been proposed to fund a pilot program. There's a few problems. You got what type of tracking mechanism are you going to put in? How much per mile? And then, of course, you got privacy and security concerns with this. I hate this idea on its face because of the fact I have to drive a long way. It's like 70 miles round trip for me. And you're going to make it cost prohibitive for people who have to travel longer distances to actually work. So this is, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me unless you can figure out a way to, I don't know how, because it's beyond, and that's not even addressed in those three issues that they have. The other issue is you're going to make it, based on this adjustment, cost prohibitive for some people to work, and you don't want to do that. So who the hell knows?
I don't know.
Sports. Tigers fall to Houston 9-3. They've lost 3 of 4, 20-20 now on the season. I was saying earlier, I don't think they're going to fall below 500. They're on the verge.
They won
of it
big
right
on
now.
Friday, though.
Right? That was Friday. What have you done? What have you done for me lately?
I'm here to tell you. It's a
long season.
It's no time to throw in the towel.
No, of course not. They're 500. It's 40 games in. You got 122 left.
I will say that I was watching the game the other night, and Jake Rogers was making a play behind the plate, and in the new uniforms, I was sitting there going, "Oh, when did they trade Jake Rogers?" Because I didn't recognize the blue.
You didn't recognize uniforms.
Yeah.
So I don't like it when I don't mind the occasional like throwback.
Yeah.
I don't like when they F with things, especially because baseball
is so traditional.
Yeah, I get that. I get that's why you have alternative unis and everything. But baseball is tradition driven, and that's why like the Yankees pinstripes, you don't want to mess with that. The Tigers cool unis with the English D font, that's really super cool. Old English D.
Get that here. Oh.
Okay. Fine.
And I'll tell you this too. When we're talking about the Tigers, it is really time to start putting Dan Dickerson in the conversation with Ernie Harwell and all the other greats. He called the game on Saturday night on Bally Sports. He's phenomenal. He's
good.
Dan Dickerson
always been good.
Makes a game. And I like Jason.
Comfortable.
He's great.
Jason Benetti is really good. Jason Benetti has just got that perfect combination of voice and personality.
Dickerson lays in there with the calm, easy approach that just makes it that friendly overall. I'm your buddy.
You can fall asleep. You can fall asleep in the second inning, wake up in the fifth. Take a little nap.
I love Benetti. Don't get me wrong. Dan Dickerson's still better.
I don't think you can compare them as one being better. They're just different styles. One is a little more laid back. The other's got a little more personality. It all depends on what mood you're in at what particular day. But they're both really good.
There you go.
Cubs win. They beat Pittsburgh 5-4. That's sports.
All right, here's your clue, which is going to be a major part of this question, which should perk your ears up. Show me your ears perking up. Ooh,
my ear. You can't tell they're underneath the.
Well, but your eyebrows went up, and that is like de facto for your ears.
Okay.
So that was good.
Okay.
Way to put emotion into your.
That's what I try. Yeah, I try to be really.
It was great.
Uber emotional during.
It's only 200 today, so this one's kind of a gimme.
Okay.
Not a Kevin, but the Kevin Costner was going to play the president in Air Force One, but had to leave the film, so the role went to this star.
That would be Harrison Ford.
I'm going to give you 200 for that, my friend. 57, 900 in the hole. Wow.
His nemesis in that, the Russian terrorist in Air Force One, I believe, was Who was it? Who played? God, Gary Oldman.
I don't know.
I think so. I think that's who it was. Yeah, pretty sure that's who it was.
When Harrison Ford was there going, "Get off my plane!
Get off my plane!
Get off my plane!"
Yeah, it was good. I actually think Harrison Ford, and I love Kevin Costner, but Harrison Ford better for that role.
I love Kevin Costner, and let me tell you something about Kevin Costner. I love Kevin Costner so much more than you love Kevin Costner. It's not even funny. I'm the OG when it comes to loving Kevin Costner.
Really?
Don't try to trample on my love for Kevin Costner.
13 Days, Kevin Costner.
JFK, Kevin Costner.
JFK, Kevin Costner was great.
Dances with Wolves.
See, I never saw Dances with Wolves. That was a seminal
Oh,
movie of 1987. Never saw it. Had no interest in seeing it.
See, that's what. Oh, I can't even
I had
talk
no
to you
interest in
anymore.
it.
Goodbye.
Oh, sorry. See ya.
Happy Monday, Muskegon. I hope everybody had a wonderful Mother's Day weekend and enjoyed that sunshine, because today we do have some rain on the way. So let's take a look at your forecast, brought to you by Trinity Health. Starting with our weather headlines, we have some showers and storms on Monday, and that will continue overnight through Tuesday morning with some more rain, but we will remain dry for the rest of the week. There is a slight chance for some showers late in the week as we move into the weekend, but we'll keep an eye on that as we get closer. Looking at our future radar Monday around 9 p.m. here, there is a slight chance of some thunderstorms in our area. There is also a 50% chance of some rain showers throughout the day, along with a small chance for thunderstorms as well. And as we move into Tuesday around 4 a.m., we get a lot of that rain coming over West Michigan, and that should be done by noon. So it will continue through the morning, but it will clear out by the afternoon. So for your Monday forecast, during the daytime, we have a 50% of some rain showers and thunderstorms. It'll be about 70 degrees for our high with a light breeze out of the southwest, around 8 to 10 miles per hour. At night, we have a 60% chance for rain showers. We'll cool down to about 53 degrees with, again, a very light breeze out of the north, 5 to 8 miles per hour, and we get our first 9 p.m. sunset. Across the county, we are looking pretty warm, in the low 70s for most of the towns. We are still pretty cool by the lake shore in the high 50s to low 60s, so not quite beach day ready, but we are getting closer. Looking later into the week, Wednesday and Thursday should be mostly clear, lots of sunshine with high temperatures around the high 60s to low 70s. Friday, we have a slight chance for some rain, around 69 degrees for our high, and we'll stay in that range of the high 60s to low 70s as we move into the weekend and into next week, with so far looking like some sunshine coming in for the weekend. That is all for your Monday forecast, brought to you by Trinity Health for the Muskegon Channel. I'm Tegan Schultz, and I hope you have a wonderful start to your week.